graders, you need your book, you need pencil eraser. Probably would be good to have some crayons today. Sometimes that helps us out in trying to pick apart these parts that we're looking at. All right, here we are, lesson 11.2, combine three-dimensional shapes. So what we're doing is we're taking some of those basic shapes, cube, cylinder, sphere, cone, and rectangular prism, and we're going to put some of them together to make other things. I want you to remember a really tricky thing here is the book is two-dimensional, right? You can't actually have a sphere in your math book. You can't actually have a cube in your math book. So they do these drawings with these lines like this to try to give you a sense for it, because that's kind of how those things look when you look at them flat on. But remember, this is two-dimensional paper we're trying to show three-dimensional shapes on. So go ahead, first of all, it says, trace these dotted lines. Here's Mandy. Mandy takes one cylinder and she stacks another cylinder on top of it. Now take a look. With this cylinder stacked on top, what shape did Mandy make? Mandy made another cylinder. Now you guys can actually look down here, and do you see the word cylinder down here? So you can write that word cylinder here. Carl, though, he takes a cube here and he stacks it on top of another cube. Now take a look. Here's a square, right? And here's a square. But when Carl stacks them on top of each other, we don't have a square anymore here, do we? So because there's no square, this is not a cube anymore. It's two cubes, but if you look not at each individual cube, but at this new shape that he made all together, that is not a cube, that is a rectangular prism. And boys and girls, that's a long thing to write, isn't it? Let's work together on that. And I'm going to even start over here a little bit because this is a long word. Tang. Do you hear? Tang. U. And then lar is L-A-R. Rectangular. Now you can write prism here or you can write it down here. Prism, and do you remember yesterday I talked about that word sphere, that in Greek they have that S-F consonant blend that we don't have in English? Well, in Greek they have an S-M ending blend also. We don't have this in English. Our mouths don't really want to say prism. But in Greek, that's a pretty common letter combination to put together. We put that together at the beginning of words, don't we? Like small or smoke. In Greek, they have that sometimes at the ends of words. All right, next page, and we're going to look at this purple box here. You can put shapes together to make a new shape, right? We just did that on the other page. So do you see here? They put the rectangular prism on top of the cube. Here they put the cube on top of the rectangular prism, and here they put the rectangular prism on top of the cube, just like here, except instead of having it long ways, they put it up and down. So you guys do this in the classroom all the time with blocks, right? So this should not be too tricky for you. Look at this. Which new shape could you make? So just take a look. Could these two make this, or could these two make this? Circle the one that they could actually make. Take a look here. Could these two make this one? I mean, obviously not, guys. There's a cone right here. You have no cone there, right? Here are these two shapes. Which one of these could it make? If you guys have played with the Castle Logics blocks in the classroom during junior engineering, oh man, easy peasy on this stuff. All right. Again, same kind of thing. Here are these two. Which one could it be? Here are these two. Which one could it be? Same thing here, here. Now, hot problem, just double check. Here's a cone. Is there a cone over here? Sure enough. Here's a cylinder. Is there a cylinder over here? Sure enough. Here's a cube. Is there a cube over here? Well, no. So this one could not be it. Let's check here. Cone, sure enough. Cylinder, sure enough. Rectangular prism, sure enough. All right. Now, This is kind of the same thing, but backwards. Instead of giving you the shapes and saying, all right, which ones make, what could you make? Here, it gives you this. So take a look. What shape is here? And what shape is here? Circle those shapes over here. Take a look here. What shape is here? What shape is here? And what shape is here? So for number 9, you need to circle 2 shapes. 2 of these make that ice cream cone. For number 10, circle 3 shapes. 3 of these make that birdhouse. All right. Now for number 11, what makes the same shape? So not what started out the same, but what ends up the same. So take a look here. These end up the same. They don't start out the same, but they do end up the same. Take a look at this one. This is 4 cubes, right? Here's also 4 cubes. But is this one like this one? It's not anymore. So you want to look at the ones that make the same shape at the ending, not the ones that use the same blocks to start with. All right, combine these two. Which new shape can you make? Color in the circle underneath. All right, guys, I'm going to guess that probably wasn't too hard for you. Tomorrow we'll be working some more with 3-dimensional shapes again.